Welcome to another episode of Got Controversy Radio Show, FM 69. I'm your host, Cason, 347-857-2124. But tonight, we're not going to call it the Got Controversy Radio Show. We're going to call the show the Johnny Reed Show, because tonight, the CD is a rock normally, which was done but with no eye to follow. My guest tonight, Mr. Johnny Reed, we're going to be talking about his new songs, his new CD. The technique is somewhat of the Beatles. Johnny Reed's music follows a free-moving, artistic flow. Johnny Reed's show is diverse, emotional, to each one telling a story of its own. I'm trying to tell everyone tonight, on the show tonight, the Johnny Reed Show tonight is what we're calling our show tonight, 347-857-2124. You know, tell you a little bit about the artist tonight. Johnny is from Redondo Beach, California, is where he's residing now. He does a lot of his recordings. This young man is full of energy, full of life, and one hell of a guitar player, I must add. Welcome, Johnny Reed, to the Johnny Reed Show. How you doing, young man?
Hey, Cason, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on your show.
Good. Man, I got to tell you, just tell us how your day was, and just, tell the audience a little bit about yourself, please.
Well, the day's going good. We had a lot of rain out here in California. We're down in Redondo Beach, right on the coast, and California's been getting a lot of rain. I was running down on the beach, and actually I think I might have caught a cold. So if I fall out in the middle of the interview, you'll know.
Well, I hope you can stay with us, because, man, we have a lot of music in here tonight.
I'm here relaxing now in my studio, so I'm all surrounded by all my instruments and all my music. So I'm here to, kick back a little bit and talk to you and let you know a little bit about my music. I've got my own personal studio here that I've had for several years, where I can do just about anything. I've got the keyboards, guitars, drums, digital, real drums, acoustic guitars, electric guitars, bass guitars, everything. As you know, I play it all.
I was looking at that. Johnny, when you're writing, do you prefer to write in the early morning, the late hours? You like to write indoors, out there? Where's your preference to write your music?
Actually, lately, it's been in the car. Take a long drive, maybe an hour, even longer, with a CD of some of the tracks I'm working on. And as I'm just driving, looking at the mountains, thinking about things just come to me, different words, and I keep putting it together, and then I come back with a song. And maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but that's what I've been using now. How would you describe it? You just have that time where you don't have to exactly concentrate except staying in the lines and watching the road, but your mind can kind of breathe. There's nobody calling you, pushing you, doing anything like that. So that's my technique now, in the car.
I like that. The reason why I ask, I find that people that create music or writers, they have a special place where they get the most energy from, or they come alive, or some really good stuff come to them. And that's why I ask. And I find it really unique, in the car. But, man, I got to tell you, it is truly awesome. When you think about that, I'm from the West Coast as well, and the Redondo Beach has some beautiful, beautiful highways, especially near the ocean. So I can actually imagine your thought process of doing your writing can really take place and move forward. But, Johnny, before we get into your CDs and talk about your music, I want to take a brief break and come right back, okay?
Oh, sounds good. Be right here.
Thank you now. Welcome back. Tonight, remember, it's the Johnny Reed Show. 347-857-2124. 347-857-2124. Johnny, thank you for staying with me. This first track I want to get into is entitled Believe in Tomorrow. Believe in Tomorrow. Tell me where the concept came from and what was going on, if it's not too personal in your life, that you came up with that.
Well, I think this, when, life has so many things going on, you can always believe in yourself and what's going to happen. There's ups and downs I found in life. When things are going really well, something's going to fall off. And then something are going down, it's got to come back up. So if you always believe that tomorrow holds something else for you, that keeps you going, and you just know it's going to happen. So that's what the basis of the song is, and that each person has that inner strength to do things that they want to do. So
I'll tell you why I said that.
Sure.
It's really, I really enjoyed it, Johnny. Reason why the title really touched my heart, only because I had an accident about 6 years ago, and that's exactly what I thought about, is what you define that song as. No matter what we're going through, we can believe in tomorrow. Live on the Johnny Reed Show, this track is called Believe in Tomorrow.
Something that I'd never change. Things that are better left alone.
Wow. Believe in Tomorrow here on the Johnny Reed Show. Johnny, I really like that.
Thank you, Cason. I appreciate that.
You know, what I've noticed. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
What I've noticed, I was, looking at the press release coming over from the record company, I noticed you do have a little Beatles, I call Beatles flavor right there, with the harmony. Those who are any Beatles fans don't know anything about the history of the Beatles and their sound. That was definitely what I call the old retro classic Beatles sound, with the harmony with Paul and Ringo and so on. But what I really loved about it, it was so melodic, so laid back. You know what I mean? Because if you listen to the way the chords was progressing, I really enjoyed it, man. Did it take you long to finish that up?
It takes a while, but a lot of times I just sing with the inspiration, and the words will just come out. And sometimes I'll go back and adjust the words if they're not right, but I usually just record it right when I'm doing it and feeling it. So I was playing the piano live and singing at the same time, so it wasn't I overdubbed the voice on top of the piano. I was actually playing it at the same time I was singing it. And then I just went and did the harmony. Mm-hmm. And the harmonies are something that's interesting for me. I enjoy that.
Now, did I hear some female vocals in there, or was that all Johnny?
Oh, that's all Johnny.
Oh, see that? That's pretty creative, man.
I've got to go high, low. I've got to do it all.
I like it. Do you prefer doing all your work yourself, one, to test your creative abilities, or what's the story with that?
Yeah, that's the kind of interesting thing, and it's almost, I don't want to say a sickness, but I can't seem to stop doing it. I have other friends that play instruments, but I just love to play the guitar, and I love to play the keyboards and drums. And so when I make my song, I can hardly wait to, plug in that next thing and play that next instrument, because it's really fun and it's creative. There's no bounds. I can do anything I want to, make the guitar harsh, make it soft, hit the drums any way I want them, and, it's really a huge creative outlet. Right.
Now, Johnny, if you could pick an instrument out of all the instruments that you play, which one is more soothing to you as an artist, that you really enjoy playing?
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I would say if my studio burnt down, if I just had an acoustic guitar with me, that would be great.
Okay, all right. I like that.
It's portable. It has beautiful sounds. You can also, hit it hard if you need to and bring out some emotion in it, but there's no electricity. It's right there with you. Pianos are too heavy to carry.
Right.
So, but each instrument has its own personality. When I plug in my electric guitar, which is a Fender Telecaster I've had for quite a long time.
Oh, yes. I know what that looks like. Okay.
Yeah, and when you plug that in, you just start, either bluesing it up or rocking it up. But you pick up that acoustic guitar, now you had a whole different thing comes to you. You just start playing it differently. You don't play that same sound of the rock guitar. It just brings something to you, something soothing. And then you jump on the piano, again, it's totally different. Right. And you can get a little more classical sound, like the song you just heard, Believe in Tomorrow. It's actually kind of a little classical sound to it with the minor chords and the way it's put together. So each instrument has its own special thing. And then the drums, again, is a very physical thing. When you're playing those drums, you're physically in and feeling the rhythm, actually pounding in you. So each one has its own thing, but like I said, if it just had to end up with one thing, it would be that acoustic guitar, and I could just sit out on a hilltop and play it.
Right. Wow. Wow. You know, before we move on to the next, I can tell by the image that you have of the Johnny Reed show. It's a classic from way back in the day. So if you could elaborate on how you got the concept, I would love for you to share that with the audience. Okay,
Cason. Yeah, actually, it's a takeoff on the Johnny Carson show, if you see. That's kind of a spoof on that, where I'm interviewing myself. Right. And so I thought that's fun. Because what is it? I'm doing everything on this thing, so it's my show, I guess. There's nobody else.
Right.
And so it's fun. But I've actually followed the Johnny Carson set. If you look at it from the coffee mug, to the microphone setup, to the little wooden box on the desk, piece of paper. There's all the stuff that Johnny Carson did for years. And actually, the wood on the front of that desk is actually from a 1976 interview that Johnny did, I believe. I got a shot of that and actually composited it right into the shot.
Wow, okay. Wow.
So I had some fun with it, but I thought this would get some people's interest. They think it is a show, like a TV show to turn into. And actually, we do have some plans for that coming up in some music videos.
That would be great. I'm looking forward to it. And please, I hope you share it with me so I can post it out so the fans can really listen to it. Now, Johnny, this next one is entitled "Feel So Right." And when we come back and listen to this, another hot track, "Feel So Right" on the Johnny Reed Show. 347-857-2124. 347-857-2124. Feel So Right, Johnny Reed.
I like to be the first to say good morning. I like to be the last to say good night.
Feel So Right, Mr. Johnny Reed. All right, Johnny, that was hot. I heard that Fender in there, man, a little bit more.
It's
like I just wanted to. What was going on in there, man? It was busy. Well,
yeah, I got a lot of things going. Yeah, that had a lot going to it, and the song kind of just takes itself and going. I don't follow an exact, verse, chorus. I kind of let things go, and but it involved quite a few instruments in there. I believe I had organ in there. I think I had some strings in there too. I had quite a few things going. Just as it keeps pushing me, I feel like I've got to do something else, and if it means getting up in the middle of the night and coming down and doing it, that's what I'll do.
I like that. I really do. Johnny, if you don't mind, other than getting in your car and getting your inspiration, is there anyone that has inspired you to start with your creative mind, being a musician, a singer? Where'd some of that inspiration come from?
Well, we made the reference to the Beatles, and, that was one of the first groups. Of course, there were many, but just the Beatles, being a good group. I don't really actually play other people's songs. I couldn't even play a Beatles all the way through. I never bought albums, really. I've got a couple that people have given me.
Right.
But I remembered that Paul McCartney had done a solo album, years ago, and hearing it and saying, that was pretty cool. And actually, that was probably the thing that started me saying, hey, that sounds pretty cool. Maybe I could do something like that. And there you go. Now, many other artists have done that, of course, since. But it put the bug in my ear, and it's been something that's been satisfying. I've had other people in groups. I've been in groups with other people, and, something always comes up. That person has to drop out. Something happened here. This person has to do this. But I never have a problem. I'm always there. I'm always ready to go. So
I like that. Now, because you're very articulate, do you think if it's time to do a live show, you have some musicians on standby that can really put your music right in the pocket like you have when you're in the studio doing it yourself?
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a lot of good players. I know other session players that I could have come in and do a show.
Okay.
And but right now, I haven't done it. I actually was invited to do it before.
Mhm.
I didn't do it. I have 2 other CDs that came out prior to this, which are more a hard rock, like hard blues rock. Again, where I play I do all the instruments and everything, and that's more wailing guitars. This is my more beautiful one with the harmonies type of a CD. The other ones, I don't even think there's, 2 harmony lines in both albums. But on those albums, I was invited to play at the B.B. King Club up in Universal City.
Yes, I know where that is. Okay.
On the Universal.
That would have been a nice crowd there. They would have enjoyed your style of music. They would have enjoyed that there.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
But I just didn't take them up. I was just busy promoting those other CDs, and I had a few other inquiries. People wanted me to play some showcases, but just I had to just keep on writing, and I've got a whole other life that I have to take care of.
And I understand that. I really do. Wow. Feels so right. That was hot. That was hot.
Well, thank you, Cason. I appreciate that.
I mean, I'm really feeling them because a lot of times, sometimes I have artists on the show, and no disrespect to their creative abilities, at least the younger generation, they're more into sampling others' music, which is okay sometimes. But when you find an artist that's not only a singer, but they're multi-talented with playing many instruments, and the creative mind just flows. It really takes a talented person as yourself to create such great music where every song is different. I don't know if you know the old cliche thing as far as you can tell a certain producer on the style of music that they produce because every artist they produce, the music sounds the same. But what I love about yours, man, is really laid back. And, Johnny, I even thought about, I don't know if you've ever been offered this, your music would be great for some of the sitcoms that's out, either from some of the opening music or for the in-between, like Friends or that kind of thing, or Frasier. Really, really commercial stuff here, man. Really, really nice.
Oh, great. Thanks. That's a compliment.
Yeah, so if you ever get, offers like that, man, all I can tell you is kudos. I can see it. You know what I mean? And I know you can make that happen. Because they have a lot of new work coming out of the studios, and they're always looking for new material, and it's different. But your music is commercial enough for whether film or regular, I call secular TV, versus also the theater, but definitely for some of the sitcoms. I really, really like that. Some of the older stuff, not some of the mess they got out now, but they really have some of the shows. They have some decent shows out now that can really have some great music on it. But I'm just going on, man. We're live on the Johnny Reed Show tonight. Remember, it's not Got Controversy. Tonight it's the Johnny Reed Show. 347-857-2124. This next song, Johnny, is entitled off your CD's Impossible Love.
Oh, yeah.
From Johnny Reed. Impossible Love. Here we go.
Met this girl on the beach the other day. She seemed so perfect in so many ways that I asked her out for coffee, see what she had to say. That's when I found out she lived 5,000 miles away. And I said, ooh, now that's impossible love. Ooh, impossible love. Why do I always pick impossible love?
Impossible Love on the Johnny Reed Show. 347-857-2124. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Johnny Reed Show. That's right. Tonight is called the Johnny Reed Show. 347-857-2124. Johnny, before we get into the next song, you have any shows scheduled coming up? Anything for the release of the CD?
No shows. Like I said, I'm not doing live things. Just basically shows like yours here, where I'm on talking about it. We had a show in the UK about a month ago, and one up in Canada also about simultaneously, where I'm on just talking to people and just kind of playing a little guitar, that sort of thing. But no actual shows. I'm recording the next CD now, so that's what I've been doing.
Definitely got your hands full there. Wow.
Yeah.
That last track was Impossible Love. This next one is entitled It's Going to Be All Right by Johnny Reed.
Just fine. It's just a phase you're going through. Just a matter of time. It's gonna be alright. Just wait and see. Things are going to happen. Just count back from 3, 2, 1.
It's going to be all right. Johnny Reed. All right, Johnny. Tell us where the inspiration of that one come from.
Again, I think maybe I'm going around in circles here, but just drawing on your inner strength and knowing you have to deal with whatever life deals to you. Okay. And if you keep on going, it's going to be all right. You're going to make it all right.
Wow. I like that. Man, I tell you, you're so diverse. You had a little rock going earlier, had more of the blues feel going as well. So, I'm just really encouraged by it because, once again, you are a musician and a singer, and you like basically doing what you do all by yourself in your studio, and I really like that. And I thank you for sharing your music with us tonight. And to my caller that's on hold, if you decide to want to talk to our guests, push the 1 on your dial pad, and you'll be flagged, and I'll let you come in and talk to our guests. Once again, we're live in the studio with Mr. Johnny Reed, 347-857-2124, 347-857-2124. This next song by Mr. Reed is Just Your Name on the Johnny Reed Show. Remember tonight it's the Johnny Reed Show, not God Controversy. We've changed it tonight in celebration of the CD, the Johnny Reed Show.
I thought I knew who you were, but I was wrong. After all of the things we went through, I never knew who you were. I guess the living out a broken dream brought you down. At the seams.
Just Your Name on the Johnny Reed Show, 347-857-2124. Johnny, I'm loving them all, man. I really am. Wow.
Thank you.
John, I got to tell you, though, I bet, man, in the studio, when you just in between your tracks and cuts, you really was wailing on that Fender, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's all right. I can tell because I can feel the energy coming through some of the little riffs and the little things that you're doing when you're doing your recording, man. So I really enjoyed it, man. Wow. Mm-hmm. Just Your Name. That's all right. Well, here's another one. I'm not going to ask any questions on this one, Johnny. It's called Love Comes to You.
Okay, you know it.
Yeah, I'm not going to put you on the spot with that one.
Okay.
Live on the Johnny Reed Show. The next one is called Love Comes to You, Mr. Johnny Reed.
You say you're all alone, and you can't go on, then love comes to you just when you've turned away, and a voice from the night calls out your name. Don't be surprised if you
Love Comes to You by Mr. Johnny Reed. Johnny, before we go any further, can you please let our fans know where you can be reached? They can listen to more of your music. Any addresses you want to share with them, please?
Okay, sure. Thanks, Cason. It's always good to know that. Well, Facebook seems to be the social platform a lot of people are going to, and if you just type in The Johnny Reed Show, you're going to find me. Mm-hmm. So I'm on Twitter, Pinterest, Tumblr, G+, a whole range of them. You can also check me out on the HollywoodToYou.tv. That'd be the word Hollywood, number 2, YOU, then .tv. Entertainment site, and you can find The Johnny Reed Show there. But just typing in The Johnny Reed Show on Google, it'll take you to several places you can check me out on. Django Radio, that's another people like to check me out on that. You can hear all the songs and that sort of thing, interact with me. So, thanks. Wow. Lots of places. Just type in The Johnny Reed Show.
Man, I tell you, it is really an honor this evening, Johnny, to have you on the show. I'm really enjoying the music. I know the fans are. What's really amazing, sometimes we get the feedback live on the show, and sometimes, Johnny, I get a lot of the downloads, and I've really had some really nice artists on, but it's very rare that I get an artist on that's playing their own instruments, singing their own tracks, and it's just really that old, what I call that old studio sound, because you can hear those are live drums. You know?
Right, yeah, it makes all the difference, and
yes, it really does. You can hear those live drums, that they get it mic'd up right, because there are certain things that, don't get me wrong, they have some really nice digital drums that are out there for the recording world, but you can tell those are some live drums right there, and I really thank you for that, man. And, people that really can enjoy good music can enjoy always a good musician as well. Once again, it was the Johnny Reed Show tonight. It's not Got Controversy. Sitting in with me tonight is Mr. Johnny Reed himself, and we've been playing a lot of his songs from his CD, and you can look him up, The Johnny Reed Show, on Facebook, 347-857-2124, 347-857-2124. This next one is entitled Man in the Moon by Mr. Johnny Reed, Man in the Moon. Welcome back to the Johnny Reed Show. Tonight is the name of our show with my special guest in the studio is Mr. Johnny Reed himself, and we have enjoyed his music tonight. And Johnny, before we get out of here, I want to play another track, and I want to come back with you for some closing comments and remarks to all of our fans. And this last track is entitled, Mr. Reed, She's the Girl Mix. Real interesting title, Johnny. She's the Girl Mix. Here, live in the studio, Mr. Johnny Reed and Cason. I'm your host. Here we go.
Salt of the earth and the sugar of life. But when I met her, I didn't recognize a beautiful gem had washed upon my beach. That would take me places that I could never reach. She's the girl.
She's the Girl Mix, the Johnny Reed Show, the CD. We've played 8 tracks tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And this, Johnny, I got to tell you something, man. Your music went from one level to the next. It went from really laid back to quiet Johnny, to bluesy Johnny, and you went all the way rock on the end. I love it.
Thanks, yeah. I feel that last one there, I feel it's a little bit, I don't know, is funkadelic a good word?
Yes,
but,
yes.
It's, I saw Billy Preston years ago at the Troubadour in Hollywood, and he was just a great influence on me. And keyboards, and he was great at that Hammond keyboard. Now there is no Hammond keyboard in that song, but just the feel of it. I use that Hammond keyboard sound quite a bit. I just love that kind of gospel quality it gives things. But, yeah, that has a unique rock to it, And so I'm glad you enjoyed that.
I guess I'm sitting here smiling because I know this guy can really rip his guitar up. And he just been, but once again, how I had him set up, start off really laid back, and it just progressively got and turned into rock. Johnny, I want to tell you, man, please stop by anytime. We'll use the process to get connected. I'd love to have you back on the show to release any more music, talk about any of your shows you got coming up, any interviews you want to share, anything unique you have going. I would love for you to come back and spend some time with us.
Oh, yeah,
but Johnny,
great. I appreciate it.
If you could share some words of wisdom that's really in your heart you want to share with the fans before you leave, share that at this moment, please.
Okay. Well, I guess what I would say, Cason, is take another road. That's actually the very first track on the album, and it's referenced at the very last words on the last song of the album. And in life, sometimes the easy way is not the best way, and sometimes you have to stop and think about it and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna make that extra effort because it's the right thing to do." And I found in my life many times taking that extra other road that people don't travel, you discover new things and you achieve new things in your life, higher levels. So never be afraid to take that other road.
Right.
And,
wow. Man, I truly thank you. You're a wonderful person to talk to. I really have enjoyed your music. But please feel free to reach out to me anytime. And just to follow protocol, I don't want to change the process. So the vehicle and the direction in which we were connected, I want to just pay homage and respect that we do the same thing so we don't leave no one out of the loop. But you're welcome on the show at any time. I really like your energy, man, and what you brought to the table. So thank you so much, and you have a wonderful evening, sir.
Okay, thank you, Cason. Thanks for having me on the show.
All right. Thank you now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Mr. Johnny Reed. That's right, tonight was Johnny Reed. We played 8 of his songs. Once again, you can find him on Facebook, and just search The Johnny Reed Show. Awesome, awesome man. I really enjoyed talking to him, full of energy. And, man, he is not just a singer, but he is a wonderful musician as well. I look forward to playing some more of Johnny's music and on the God Controversy radio show. But tonight, in honor of my friend, it was the Johnny Reed Show. And, Johnny, I also remember you stated that the weather was bad out there on the West Coast. I pray that you and your family are safe in dealing with the torrential rains that have been out there. And we're going to come back with some more of God Controversy radio show. Welcome back. Earlier tonight, it was the Johnny Reed Show. Johnny Reed stopped by, and he brought some of his music with him. I thank him for that. Once again, he's a West Coast artist with some hot sounds, some hot tracks, very vocally talented, and one hell of a musician. And I'm your host, Cason, the God Controversy Radio Show. 347-857-2124. Once again, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter at God Controversy, and tweet us. We're sending tweets out all the time. Until tomorrow night, I'll see you again at 7 p.m. on FM 69. Good night.